All right, g'day munchies, welcome back to the channel. Now, first things first, 2,000 subscribers. That is a massive, massive deal. So thank you so much for getting me to 2,000. Uh, I didn't think it would get there that quickly, so that's awesome. So I'm going to be doing something a little bit special later on, so stay tuned for that. But today, it's a little bit of a wet, miserable day, but it has that nice vibe to it. It's got a lot of puddles here and raining and raindrops, and hopefully you can hear a little bit of it. But I decided to grab something warm and hot and went to Hans Fry and grabbed their Steak Sanga with chips. Now, I've been there before. I did their fish burger and I gave it a pretty good review. It tasted fantastic, big chunks of flesh. Uh, and I decided something different. So the old Steak Sanga, anything wrapped in paper, you know is going to be good. And if you can smell this, you can smell the smell of it and the chips. And I also grabbed a drink. Haven't had a drink for a while. And this one I grabbed from the local food works, and it's called the Monster Juiced Bad Apple. So it's a juice, monster flavored or monster themed. So that there, I don't really want to tell you the price, but I'm gonna have to tell you anyway. It's $7. $7 for that is a rip. But anyway, we hadn't had a drink for a while. But it's £1.65 though. So there we go. So let's get stuck into the Steak Sanga. $17.50 for this. So, when you think about a burger with a lot's $15, supporting a local store as opposed to going to Macca's or KFC. So I thought, you know what, $17.50, that's not a bad price. So let's see what it actually tastes like. Now, you get a lot of chips for it. Put that underneath there. Well, there we go. And chicken salt. Love the chicken salt. So there you go. There is the Steak Sanga with the load of chips. I love the chips with the chicken salt. I always like the chicken salt. All right, so let's have a look at this. Here is the Steak Sanga. There you go. Hopefully it doesn't fly away. Thick bread. There's the steak. Kind of wishing that the steak was a little bit thicker than that. Not going to lie. It's just a slab of steak. Pretty thin. Now, I haven't had a Steak Sanga for a very, very, very long time, so I'm unsure if that is the way it normally goes. There's the steak. There's the beetroot. Always do with the beetroot. There's the lettuce and the tomato and butter and tomato sauce. So nothing too flash. I'm hoping that the steak is very nice, but we'll see. And all in all, I've got a friend coming. Let's take a big bite out of this and see how we go. It's actually not too bad. You'd think looking at it, it's not amazing, but the taste-wise, combination of the steak with the beetroot and the tomato sauce has actually got a good flavour to it. I think having the two bits of steak has kind of saved it. I was expecting the steak to be a bit thicker, and it is fairly bready, but it's got a good taste to it. That's not bad. And on a day like today, actually goes down quite well. The beetroot's good. Probably got all over my face, but beetroot's very nice, very fresh. Mm. And the steak is actually quite nice. So, with it looking pretty average, the taste is actually pretty good. Not gonna lie to you. Mm. And it's jam packed. Like, you could probably add whatever you want to a steak sandwich. You could add egg, you could add bacon, add whatever you want. You add some cheese. Mm. That's a good feed. It's actually a very good feed. That steak is actually very nice. It's thinly cut, like blade steak, but there's a good amount of fat on it. It's actually pretty tasty. So, I'm getting rained on here, but the show has to continue. For a score out of 5 for taste, I'm actually going to give it a 4. I just had a shiver as I said taste. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5, I reckon, because that's actually a pretty good taste. It's actually, like I said, it looks average, but the actual taste that coming out of it, it's actually very, very nice. I thought that the steak would be actually quite thick, but being thin blade steak, 2 pieces, but it's got a good amount of fat. It's not super chewy. It actually goes down really well. Mm, I like it. All right, let's try this. Bad apple. So it's a crisp, dry apple flavor, not too sweet, goes down smooth, and it's full loaded with a legendary Monster Energy blend. There you go. Not worth $7. Tell you right now. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. That has that typical Monster guava energy, typical taste you'd get from a Monster, but it has the like an apple cider taste to it. It's actually quite surprisingly, it's actually quite good. It's almost like an alcoholic apple cider. That's actually quite nice. Um, Funny I should be saying that, but that's actually quite good. Uh, Maybe get it, maybe at your local IGA or whatever for less than $7, but that's actually pretty good. Hmm. That's a good feed. And plenty of chips. Plenty of chips. I mean, they're your standard frozen chips, but they actually taste quite good. And there you go. That's at $17.50. Like I said, the taste 4 out of 5. At cost, you're supporting local. It's a good feed. Half of it's full of chips, and the other thing is actually still that left over. So $17.50 in today's economy is actually very good. So I'm going to give that a 4 out of 5 as well. So Hans Fries come to the party yet again. 4 out of 5 for the whole thing. So 4 out of 5. Give it a score. 4 out of 5 for the whole thing. Now, this has actually pleasantly surprised me as well. So if you find that anywhere, give it a go. Price wise for that though, try and get it maybe a little bit cheaper because $7 is quite expensive for a 500ml drink. So there you go. So hope you enjoyed the review. Thank you again for 2,000 subscribers. Let's just keep punching and keep growing that to 20,000. Who knows? Please hype the video if you haven't already. It's on the right hand side of the screen. If you haven't hyped, please hype it. Try and get me up to the top leaderboard. I think I'm number 7 on the other video. So keep pressing that. So like and subscribe as well. And as always, please keep safe. And I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.